feel like when you're preparing for an exam, so like quiet and you're just thinking and overthinking. Mm. I think recording is put too much pressure on you still though. Yeah. I feel so. You get the chance to get it right, but then sometimes in trying to get it right, you have so many times. You just. It's good.
Managing Director, Janasa Entertainment.
Name and title.
Nicole, your title first.
Oh, Nicole Collins, Marketing Specialist, CBC.
Marz, your title.
Marsville, Omar McQuill King. Title, CEO of Janasa, CEO of a charity. Yeah.
What's the name of your charity?
Dear Uncle Marz.
Alright, you can go, Dear Uncle. CEO of Dear Uncle Marz. Marissa?
Caricia Anne Francois.
Apologies.
You are right. Caricia Anne Francois, Managing Director of Janasa Entertainment, as well as the Dear Uncle Marz charity.
Your last name again?
Francois.
Francois. That's a lot to remember.
My name.
I got the speller. It's just I even remember what he said she title is. I was lost at the beginning.
That is me.
put together.
Okay.
We want to be tight to that.
Caricia.
Spaghetti and me and title.
Oh, Janessa. Oh, I guess.
You manage what you.
Oh, you mean Russia?
You okay? That way tell you. So you see right there. Should have done got.
I am the Managing Director of Janassa Entertainment, which is the organizing body for the Marz charity. Today, we are excited to tell you all about the 3 segments that encompass our charity, the Dear Uncle Marz Charity Drive, Santa's Fantasyland, and the featured show Christmas with Uncle Marz and Friends. We will show you how you can be part of sharing the joy of Christmas with us this year as the many families across the islands who are desperately in need as we seek to help them. So you may ask, who is this Uncle Marz? Well, he is none other than Marzville himself, Omar McQuilkin, well-known international soca artist and founder of the Dear Uncle Marz charity. He is no stranger to the entertainment industry with over 2 decades in the local, regional, and international spotlight. Over the years, he has been the finalist in several competitions, including the International Soca Monarch. He also captured several accolades along the way, including Best Male Music Video at the 2007 Barbados Music Awards, Groovy Soca Song of the Year Male 2017, and Soca Song of the Year 2017 at the 2018 International Soca Awards. He has been a beacon for Barbados, performing around the world in places such as Canada, the United Kingdom, USA, South America, the Caribbean, and places with names that are a little bit hard to pronounce. He currently owns his own band with a group of talented youth and is the proud grandson of Charles Odell, formerly of the Opals. First and foremost, he is a loving father who cares for all his children, and he is a lover of Christmas. Despite all the fanfare I have described that makes up Marzville, he is a humble individual. So, Marzville, please tell us how this Dear Uncle Marz charity came about and essentially what it is about.
Well, for me, I actually love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year. So that time, that period of time is when most of my family come together. They were all busy, hard-working people. My mom, the principal, health inspector. My aunt, God rest her soul, was a hard-working nurse. My grandma was still working school meals, so it was a very busy family. So Christmas at that time, everybody came together. We all would eat, drink, have a time, gifts, all kind of stuff. So now Corona had hit, pandemic time. I wanted to make sure families could enjoy the same vibe like before, which, you know, it was hard. Everybody had a hard time, so I decided to come together with Caricia and the CBC and make sure we could give back to the less fortunate people, which is a lot because obviously COVID had hit. So that's where it all started from.
Awesome. So as Marz pointed out, the Dear Uncle Marz came about just after the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Where so many persons across the islands would have lost their jobs, and some families would have plummeted into a state of poverty or need. Marzville, of course, says he loves Christmas, and he combined that love and that yearning to create this charity. To help us identify those families in need, however, we had the public write Dear Uncle Marz via email to tell us about a family or their family that was in need. The experiences shared in those letters were honestly heart-wrenching, as Marzville will tell you. Then he took a step further and decided to host a virtual Christmas show, Christmas with Uncle Marz and Friends. Now, this was broadcasted via social media. The show was filled with the magic of Christmas. There was singing, dancing, storytelling, and so on. This created the platform to allow the public to pledge donations to assist us in bringing the magic of Christmas to those families that were nominated. That year, 2020, we pulled together all our financial resources and human resources and created hampers with food items, cosmetic items, cake, ham, gifts for the children, and so on. And Christmas Eve, just like the story of Santa Claus, our team, led by Marzville, took to the streets and drove around the island to deliver those items. That year, 23 lives were touched. In 2021, we had an even bigger undertaking. We received even more letters, but thankfully more sponsors came on board. We received even more letters, but thankfully more sponsors came on board. With more letters received, a greater demand came to raise more funds in order to help more families. We were honored to be joined by the CBC team, who assisted us in broadcasting the 2021 Christmas with Uncle Marz charity show. Through the help of our partners and sponsors, we were able to touch the lives of 185 persons, which included 74 adults and 111 children, 50 of which were girls between the ages of 2 months and 16 years old, and 61 boys between the age of 2 months and 16 years old. All 111 children received gifts along with the hampers received by their families. Our journey around the island on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day led us to see what our fellow Barbadians were actually experiencing. Let me pause for a moment and let Marzville tell you a little bit of what his experience has been like during the delivery process as he met with all the families.
The delivery process the first year was kind of easy, I should say. It was easy. We had help, of course, by Michael Tarnhill, a.k.a. DJ Master Tarney. That was very, very, very easy. You see, the second year, that's when it got crazy. When we realized we was on the road from 6 o'clock, leading into Christmas, 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Then taking a break to go to our families, have lunch, and then 1 o'clock we was back on the road and traveling on to like 4 in the morning again. But it was worth it. Normally we get a little stress in between and stuff, yeah. We had the vehicles we had, unfortunately stopped working. I don't know how it happened, but we had help from Mr. David Phillips and also Kona and Ashby, who lent us their vehicles, and we drove all around Barbados, up to St. Lucie, St. Andrew. We just drove. But it was a wonderful experience. It was heartbroken to see how many people were suffering and in need, but yeah, we made it happen.
You most certainly did.
Yeah.
And it would break your heart to see how many persons the day before Christmas or on Christmas they don't have any electricity, they don't have any water. The simple things that we take for granted, like having curtains by our windows,
Yeah.
they didn't have. Children that didn't even have on Pampers. So when we showed up at the door, Marz will tell you, you would see these children's faces light up just to see us on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So it certainly has been a blessing. But let's get forward to this year, 2022. Unfortunately, last year we were unable to touch about 25 lives or so due to financial constraints. But this year, we do not intend to leave out anyone. Hence, on Sunday, December 18th at the National Botanical Gardens, we will be presenting the Dear Uncle Marz Santa's Fantasyland, featuring the Christmas with Uncle Marz and Friends charity show. This is going to be a magical wonderland for the entire family, loaded with fun, games, amusement rides, all captured by the magic of Christmas. And as the sun sets, we will light the gardens and go straight into Christmas with Uncle Marz and Friends. And I'm sure Marz will be able to tell us a little bit more what we can expect on that show, which is now going to be live instead of virtual.
Well, you can't really let the cat out of the bag. What I can say, it's going to be a movie. Trust me, it will be a movie. Something to see. And the price range, trust me, is like giving away tickets. It's basically giving away tickets, how cheap the price range is to come in and enjoy yourself with your family. Trust me. And I think somebody tell me they will have fireworks at the end, you know? Mm-hmm. You gotta get fireworks. You gotta get the whole, Disney World kind of vibe. That's what's going on.
Now, as you can see, we are joined by a lovely lady in green to my right, and she is representing CBC, who is on board again with us once again this year to help make this possible. This is Nicole Collins. She is the marketing specialist employed by the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. One of the things she is passionate about is assisting the less fortunate. She believes that this started from a child where she was always going home telling her mother that a child at school did not have lunch and asking for lunch to take for that child the next day. Nicole has worked on many CBC Give Back projects which assisted persons in Barbados and the region. These include the relief efforts for St. Vincent and the Grenadines after the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano, and also for the Hurricane Elsa drive and drop, which affected many Barbadians, just to name a few. She believes that we should be our brother's keepers and that there is no harm in lending a helping hand to those in need. Nicole?
Thank you, Felicia. Members of the Dear Uncle Marz Christmas Charity, members of the media, colleagues, good morning. The Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation is pleased to be a media partner with the Dear Uncle Marz Christmas Charity. The charity, which is still in its infancy stage, has conceptualized a fantastic initiative, and we've heard Caricia and Marcel speak about what is coming. The initiative is designed to assist persons in our community who are in need. Now we know that the giving and receiving of gifts are but two of the hallmarks of Christmas. And we all know that Barbadians look forward to shopping and cleaning and changing out old things for new things during this time. But amidst all of this activity, while many of us are able to get all wrapped up in the season, there are many persons within our society who have no idea where their Christmas meal will come from. Last year, when CBC was approached about doing the Christmas charity via TVA, we immediately jumped on board, as we saw the positive impact such an initiative would have, especially during the pandemic. We were able to bring the Uncle Marz Christmas Charity Show into the homes of thousands of Barbadians via CBC TVA, and it was well received and supported. With the pandemic somewhat behind us, we are happy to see the charity being able to host their show on the outside. And as the new saying goes, we outside. And being outside is indeed a wonderful feeling. Although the show will be outside, CBC TV8 will still be involved, and we will give TV8 viewers a chance to view what is promised to be an exciting show. We want to encourage Barbadians to stay tuned to our radio stations and social media pages to ensure that they receive reminders and other general information about how they can be a part of this show and the initiative. As a major media house, we understand the need for initiatives such as this one, which seek to ease the burden for some. And we want to encourage everyone to come out and support this worthy cause. In closing, we are looking forward to working with the organizers of this charity. We want to wish them every success on this event and in the future. And we take this opportunity to thank them for choosing to work with the CBC once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Now, this year, we are hoping to touch about 400 persons, mixture of adults and children. That could possibly be approximately about 100 families, 4 persons per household. To help us get started with that, we need the public to tell us about what's going on in your community. You are the eyes and ears, so you know the persons out there who are really struggling. We want you to send those letters into us, dearunclemarz@gmail.com. We are going to be accepting the letters from November 1st for that entire month until the end of November 30th. Now, as Marsville would have said, tickets for the Santa's Fantasyland is very reasonable. We wanted to keep it low cost because it's important that families across the island are able to afford it. And you can rest assured when you actually purchase a ticket, this is going towards creating those hampers as well as those gifts for those families that are chosen this year. So the entrance fee is only going to be $10, 10 Barbados dollars. Children 2 years to 11 years old are going to be $5, and under 2 years old will be free of cost. And once you enter, you'll be privy to having all the fun throughout the entire day, as well as to view the show that will be on hand in the evening time. Now, you may ask how you may be able to donate. One major way would be being present at the Santa's Fantasyland. There will also be cans there that you'll be able to put in your donations. If you want to give a financial donation, you can also give it then, or you can contact myself or Marsville at 251-4924. You can also email dearunclemarz@gmail.com as well, and let us know your interest in helping these families. We have to say a huge thank you to Orlando from Ticket Pal, Orlando Newton. He has come on board to really help us kick this off. So those tickets and everything will go through Ticket Pal, but as soon as we have more sponsors on board, we'll be able to tell you what the box offices will be. We will also be touching the schools this year, starting from the end of November, going all the way down to the end of school, and we will be going into the schools and telling them all about the Santa's Fantasyland and how they can play, those children can play their small little part in helping another family across the island. Tickets will be available from the 1st of November, and of course we will have several packages available to the public to make sure that all the families can definitely come out. Now, last year we started with a little poem. I'm going to read it for you. When we started the show, we'll do it again this year. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the island, Uncle Marz and his friends brings love, joy, and merriment. With boxes in hands and smiles on their faces, families will be touched by their Uncle Marz's benefit. So open your hearts and join in the giving and give these families a Christmas with loads of blessings. And that's what we want to do this year. Marsville, you have any final words?
Well, I believe the Bajan public will assist this year for sure. I strongly believe that. We were in the best of positions to do it in the past 2 years, but I think we are in a better position now. So I believe the concert will be a success, and we will be able to feed more than 400 families. We'll probably be able to feed 800, hopefully, by the grace of God.
Any final words from you, Nicole?
I'm good.
All right. We want to say thank you to the sponsors who have already, sponsors and partners who have already come on board. Of course, we have Ticket Pal, CBC, Sarome Sound, GS Systems, Extreme Party Rentals, JM Party Rentals, Premium Security, Frosties, and Pine Hill. And of course, we welcome the entire corporate Barbados and the public to come on board. We really need the help to pull this off. We're hoping to at least raise between 80,000 to 100,000, because we don't just want to give we don't just want to give baskets, food hampers. We want to do so much more based on what we have seen over the past couple years. As Marcel would have said, we have to say thank you to those who worked with us over the past couple of years. We had Conan, Micah Thornhill, Sarome Sound, the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust. They have been on board for the past 2 years as well. So a huge thank you to them. And that brings us to the end of our presentation, and we're open to any of your questions. All right, so thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all of you at this year's Dear Uncle Marz Charity.